Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
Yay! What up, Jimmy?
Hey, Randy.
Jimmy's my friend.
We're reckless, arrogant, stupid dicks.
That's us. What's up, everybody? Our Tuesday night Guitarsenal gear talk show. We're just holding guitars because they look cool. We don't know how to play or nothing. So tonight I think we're going to do a little locking trim Floyd Rose talking. We got a special guest popping in here to have some conversations with us. So before we get him in here, we'll go ahead and say hey to everybody that's here real quick. And then all that good stuff. So first one in, everybody's favorite person that talks about my Charvel addiction, Cucumber, channel member. What's up, dude? Next, we got the Darboard, Darren. What's up, Darren? Good to see you, buddy. Also, channel member. They beat Earl Coli in, who wants to know what we're drinking. And I just finished up a little bit of a root beer, sugar-free root beer zero thing that was okay at best. Jimmy doesn't appear to be drinking anything. If he is, it's probably polluted tap water.
That, or it's either that or fermented skunk piss.
Ugh.
Or kombucha.
Nice. Ugh.
It's not that.
I don't know how people drink kombucha. Yeah. Then we got Stu Petty in the house. What's up, Stu? Channel member, six-fingered assault. Miles, what's going on, Miles? Chuck C in the house.
Chuck.
Joe Christian. Yeah, it's showing. I think it's showing everybody's actual YouTube @ names now for some reason. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's YouTube. They just decided, oh, let's do this month.
Right.
Jackasses.
We got Cushman, NYC.
1495. I was driving my boat across the Atlantic.
Right. Wayne McConnell up in here. What's up, Wayne? Who you calling a hoe, man? Jimmy? Fair enough.
I can't deny it.
What's up, Scotty? Good to see you.
Scott.
My bro Yostinator, who we may see here in a couple of weeks to show off some cool goodies that he's got. Hang out, chat. Good to see you, man. Lonzo Guardia. What's up, dudes? What's up, Lonzo? Good to see you, man. We got Papa Blue.
3015.
Is this Brian? Is this Brian Peterson? Brian VH 5150 BP? I think it is. If it's you, I'm right. If not, YouTube's screwing you. Then we got Timmy. Always late. Oh yeah, dude, I ain't on time to nothing. That's my bad. Then we got Owl Man, who I believe is Christopher Live Soba. Good to see you, bro. Get out, get live, or get old. Who else we got? This is fucking weird. Blue Mock's in the house. What's up, Blue?
Hey.
Trying to pick everybody's names out when it's all at blah blah blah. This is dumb. Channel member Gene Spliced is up in here. What's up, Gene? Good to see you. Good to hang Saturday night. There's Mark Spurgeon in the house.
It's like prison numbers.
Yeah, everybody's
the names.
Right. Everybody's got their tattooed prison number on here. We got Tim Thomas in the house. What's up, TT?
You.
Wandering Gone 52.
Hello.
Hello.
Jesus.
This is terrible.
Yeah. Thanks,
Dr.
YouTube.
Kramer 316. Is YouTube given, if you pull it up on
Dan
YouTube?
Gorman.
That's what I'm about to say. I thought that was a Dan Gorman avatar. Yeah, YouTube's got this all screwed up. So I guess since that's Dan, I guess I'll do this. For all you drop C lovers out there. So Dr. Kramer's Dan Gorman. Well, 40 Grit Guitars is obviously our boy 40 Grit.
Hey.
40, you want to jump on, man? I'll send you a link. Then we got Rob Blackmore official.
RBO.
What's up, Rob? Can Drive 55. We're doing. Searching for Tone.
Brian.
Tone Master General. I'm guessing that's Kevin Brava. What's up, man? Bo. What's up, Bo?
What's up, Bo?
Texan.
Some Dave dude.
Okay, there we go. What's up, Dave? This is terrible. Well, Edvis 5150 is easy to get. What's up, Ed? Good to see you, bro.
That's Uncle Fucker. Thank you very much.
Right. Ted Cook HVAC. That's anti-DIY HVAC, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Good to see you, man. All Dave, all night in the house. What's up, dude?
It's weird how many people have 5150 in their names.
That's right. It's a bunch of Van Halen people. There's Mean Joe McGraw in the house.
No.
Oh.
No.
All right, hang on, Mike. I'll send you that link, buddy. Sammy Reynolds. What's up, dude? Good to see you.
Sammy.
Richard Hole.
The whole one.
Real quick, plus and minus on flush mount versus recessed fluid. We'll get there in just a second. We want to get our guest of honor in here, and then I want to get the other one in here too. There's Maddie. What's up, Maddie?
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, Matt, can you learn lay it down and drop Z? Thanks.
Yeah. Double drop Z.
And I think we're caught up in the chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring our guest in. You know him from the chat. I'm sure you've talked to him before. Mr. Bradley Wood. You got that applause, Jimmy?
Everyone.
So do you go by Brad or Bradley?
Either one's cool, man. Probably Brad's fine.
All right, cool. So Brad hit Ryan up and said he had some Floyd Rose stuff he wanted to talk about. And we like Floyd Roses here. So...
and variants of therein.
and variants of therein. Godos, edges, etc., not pings. Well, that's Scotty. My bad. Sorry, Scott.
Yeah. I'll even do a TRS 101 Pro.
Ah,
Is that the Takeuchi?
Yep.
I'm getting 40 this link here. Y'all carry on while I'm paying attention to something else. Or don't. Sit there in silence.
That, what other one? An old one. What's an old one? How
Edvis
about an
5150.
SFT A70 or 70A? It's an SFT 70A that
About that? What
West
about
Tone used back in the 80s.
About the head crasher. I saw a for old Fernandez on Reverb a few weeks ago that had a non-fine tuner head crasher on it, and the whole guitar was like $400. I'm like, man, I could sell that trim for double that.
There are some smoking deals floating around right now. If you have the means.
It's a buyer's market.
Yep.
Hey Jimmy, you're kind of into the Kramers right now, Jimmy. And right now I got a line on a 88 Pace Custom 2 in Champagne Flip Flop.
Ooh, champagne flip flop. It's like my favorite Kramer color.
I've never heard of it, but I mean, it's all original. I think he said he changed the volume pod at some point. It's got a JBJ in it, you know, the Juarez JB. I don't know if that was original to that or not, but
Yep.
I mean, so average condition for 1988. What's a good
Well,
price
and
on that?
that's kind of a. I mean, you don't see that flip-flop champagne color. That's kind of a rare color in there. I mean, if kind of depending on the condition of the guitar, in general, is it all banged up or is it or was it a player? I mean,
I think so.
there's really no. I don't have any, you know, any way to set a price on it because it's just something that you don't see.
Yeah.
I mean, that color. So I guess it's whatever. How bad do you have to have it?
Well, I be honest, I just want it for the neck because I got to do a Mick Mars Telly replica for this thing I'm getting ready to maybe do, and I want the neck off of it to use for my to build that replica.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, I mean, you can part it out. I don't know if I would, because
yeah, you got me
it's kind of a
thinking. I mean,
rarity.
if the guitar's not roached out and it's got average play on it, and so I had them send me some close up. It looks like there's still some life left on the frets, but maybe a full recrown and level, but I don't think it needs a refret. The back of the neck is clean. The body's got a few dings around the lower horn where the rear strap button is, but I mean it's not roached out or anything. He's got the original case. Would $800 buy the guitar? Would you?
So that's what I sold my '87 Kramer F1000 for.
Right.
So I mean that seems fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't Drive 55
Yeah,
wants to know
original
what the asking price is.
700. Firm. I already tried to beat him up a little bit. He told me fuck. So I think he's firm. You know there's no money left when they tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how I know I've hit the number. Same thing with buying a car.
Get this real quick. Joe, I think it's awesome, and we're going to have Jason on very soon to give us a full run through and demo of it. John's working the details out with Jason now.
I'm on that list.
Cool.
I got my email the other day from Jason.
Jason's an awesome dude. He makes badass amps and
No
preamps.
doubt. I got one right there.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, Ed said it looked like you like to move some air, obviously. What we got up there?
Yeah,
We got a quick rod, or is that a nitro? Can't tell.
That's a competition.
Oh, okay.
So it's the quick rod, but a 50-watt version minus the clean channel that's on the quick rod.
Right.
It's competition 50. So for me, it was perfect actually because I didn't want the 100-watt version and I didn't care about the clean that's in it. So it was perfect and it saved me about
I mean, if you're
600
buying
bucks
a
on that route.
yeah, if you're buying a Splon, I'm pretty sure you don't care about a clean channel.
No.
Yeah, right on.
And then you've got the head first, and then you've got was that a Freeman above the ankle?
Yeah, that's a small box 50. That was a Dave built. I searched long and hard to find the right small box 50. That was one that Dave built in 2014 in his shop before they went to boutique
Bad.
amp distribution and all that. Yeah, that was his, it's got his signatures and all that, and he kind of remembers the amp. And then that's the Ritchie Blackmore 100-watt beast of an Ingle.
That's one of the only Ingles I haven't played that's been around for a while is the Blackmore Sig. My favorite Ingle's the Savage, the 60 or the 120. They're both
Yeah.
awesome.
You can't go wrong with the Savage. I bought that because I seen Last in Line a couple years back, and Vivian Campbell's tone was off the charts, and I was actually talking to him in a meet and greet. We were talking amps and gear and stuff like that. It was really cool. And, somebody else that was there actually got to play his rig, and it sounded completely different. We all know that, tone is in the hands, but all of a sudden all the gain was gone. And this dude plugged in and played, all the gain was gone. And I was like, and there's no, he doesn't use any overdrive pedals. He's straight in. There's a wah-wah pedal and he's straight in
Right.
into some vintage 30 Engel cabs. And, Vivian sounds like an absolute monster on it. Anybody else just sounds like anybody else.
Hey man, it's all in the
I was like, well, I'm
attack.
gonna give it a try. The amp does its part. I can say that. That's one of my best sounding amps. But I've kind of whittled it down to where all my amps are keepers for me. I've been through so many, and this isn't all of them. I've got more amps downstairs, but I'm pretty happy with this setup right now.
Yeah. That's a hell of a setup you got there.
Yeah, and with the KHE switcher, the 4x8 switcher, I
Right.
can run 4 cabs and 8 heads, and you want an A, B, C, D, E. I mean, you can just, I think this one sounds better. No, this one sounds better. It's just instant. There's no unplugging, moving stuff around, and then you forgot what it sounds like. It's really kind of a game changer with that switcher, man. I like it.
Yeah, there's
Helps
a
me out.
lot of studio guys use those those switchers. Hey, hell, even YouTube demo guys, everything. I was watching what's his face? The fat
Benny.
dude in Washington. No, Fluff.
No fluff. The guy
He's
who
run-
was
He's
That's how
running
you're talking
one.
about Phil McKnight for a minute.
That's the fat guy in Arizona. And then, of course, I think that's what is using too. I think he's using the KHE amp switcher.
Yeah, he is.
Oh shit, there he is with the 499 super chat. Mr. Boner Jam says he saw me at an ice protest this weekend rocking his Furry Shades gay t-shirt and matching headband. I promise you that was not me. I'm not going to no ice protest. Yeah, Scotty, you're the fat guy in Idaho. I'm the fat guy in Georgia.
I'll be the fat guy in Texas.
So, and then there's Jimmy. John's the fat guy in Vancouver.
fat
So.
Hoover.
Sova says, got me 2 last in line concerts under my belt. Vivian plays Egypt. The chains are on. Vivian's awesome, man.
Vivian is awesome.
He's collecting that paycheck nowadays, though.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I mean, I'm sure it's way easier music to play than is what we have come to see as his normal stuff. But I guess easy money.
Yeah, plus he still gets to do.
I imagine that probably funded his last in line stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're not making a whole lot of money doing the last
No.
and stuff. You can tell that the road crew, it's minimal. I can tell you that. There's one dude moving all the gear in, out. Guitar tech, drum tech, he's all the same dude. Tour manager, wears all those hats.
That's a lot of,
Like, 300 to 500 seat venues, but they put on a fantastic show. It's a good time.
I mean, now that I'm, past middle aged, is I would rather, that the whole arena crowd surfing, getting barfed
Kicked in
on,
the head.
spit on, bled on. That's for young kids now.
Yeah.
All the people I want to see is, it's more about the music than the experience now. I want to hear them go out and put on a hell of a show and,
right, I want to just watch it and enjoy it. I
I
don't,
agree.
I mean, I get, taking pictures or a little video here and there just for your own keepsake, but to stand there and watch a concert like this the whole time,
that's just fucking...
that's just stupid. I appreciate it though when they put it on YouTube and I can watch it again later.
Just get your girlfriend to do it.
Yeah, she don't want to be there anyway. She didn't trust you to go out by yourself.
Yeah, here's how I do. Here's how I do shows now. I buy my ticket, private table, private waitress. If I can't get that, I don't go. It's just where I'm at in my life right now. Car service. I don't need a crowd or standing room only. I don't do those either. I got to have a table for my old ass to sit at.
Yeah.
Fighting my way up to the bar. No.
Joe McGraw says, just got my Gibson BR9 worked on by Forgotten Gear Restoration. 75-year-old amp, and being my pop's amp when he was a kid, it's awesome. Zero noise, thanks to Frank. Cool, man.
I know.
Cool.
All right, so Floyd Rose, man, what you got? Said you had some interesting Floyd stuff to talk about.
Yeah, man. So, per your last rant a couple of shows back, you were talking about having to buy a nut and nothing's available. And I was like, yeah, I feel your pain, dude. You're like $50 now for an R3 or R2 nut. And it's just going on and on. And I've been there myself over the last year dealing with the Floyd Rose stuff. I build quite a few guitars, and I don't leave anything alone. Everything gets modded. So,
Same.
you know, you go to Floyd Rose's website, and you're like, all right, you know, let me get a Floyd Rose original in, you know, nickel, and oh no, they don't have that. Okay, they got one in, you know, baby shit brown. You know, if you want
Rainbows
that color.
readily available.
And so I'm one of the. I mean, I don't mind using the shims on the saddles, but now that they offer custom radius saddles, like, okay, I'll go that route because I don't mind the shims, but I do mind when I go to intonate and the shims start moving around on me, and then I'm dealing with that, and they've slid out of place, and whatever, man. Just give me, if you can make it with the radius I want, even better, whatever.
Right.
So you do that now you've bought a bridge, and they probably don't even have the color you want. You've ordered the CNC saddles, and probably don't have the color you want in that. I guarantee if you go to Floyd Rose's website right now and try to put together a matching combo of a bridge, CNC saddles, and a nut, you won't be able to do it unless it's like satin gold or something that nobody wants like that.
I did get a set of the 14-inch radius chrome saddles about 2 months ago, but I don't even think they're available right now. And when I purchased this nut, which we'll get to, one of the new American nuts, the only radius they offered the R3 in was a 10. I couldn't even get a custom radius, a 12-inch radius R3 nut or a 14 or whatever. It was only a 10.
So that's where I'm going. Yeah. Plus, you it don't matter what you want. You're getting a 10-inch radius nut from Floyd Rose. Doesn't matter. That's all they offer. That's what you're going to get. And it's probably not going to be the color you want. It's just the whole thing just sucks. So I don't mind Godot, but some of my sunken Floyds, you guys know this, the route's a little different. The Godos don't necessarily drop right in unless they were a little large when they were routing for the Floyd. So you got some fitment issues there. Some of my guitars I don't mind opening up a little bit. Some of them, I don't really want to do. I'm going to take one of my Andersons and take a route or two. It's just not going to happen. So looking for options, I was like, well, let me see if I can buy from these guys direct.
Schaller?
Out of Germany.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
So I jump on there, and this is a few months ago, a couple guitars back. I jump on their website. I'm gonna back up a little bit. So I started piecing together a Floyd recently. It was $256 for the bridge. The saddles were going to cost another $110. Then you got to get the string blocks for the saddles because they're radius in the corners inside of the saddle, so the old square string. So you got to get, which I change the string blocks anyways. But anyway, not including the string blocks, and then you get a nut, and those are like $46 to $50 depending on what color you get. You got $412 plus shipping.
Yep.
For a Floyd with saddles that you want and for a nut. That's crazy. I mean, it is what it is, but there's a better option. This Schaller here, so this guitar, this is a current build that I'm doing. It's not going to show up, but it's Egyptian gold, speckled gold top. This is a chambered Wormuth body. I needed a bridge for this guitar. I'm like, all right, so started going down the Floyd Rose rabbit hole and striking out with color, striking out with everything costing too much and nothing available. Went to Schaller's website, and it's You go to Scheller's website, you click on the Lockmeister, and they're like, okay, what color do you want? Boom, we got them all. Okay, oh, by the way, the CNC machine saddles come with it. What radius would you like those to be?
Yep.
Boom, you plug it in. I want 16-inch radius right there. Okay, what nut would you like? Well, I want an R3 nut. Okay, boom. Okay, what radius would you like that R3 nut to be? You spec out all that stuff, they slam it together, and it shows up at your door 3 days later from Germany for $251. And it's better. I'm sorry, it's better than Floyd. It's not the same, it's better. And I'll tell you, so here's the one. Here's the one for this guitar. I already put a brass block on it, because like I said, this is a chambered body. So they've made the fine tuners longer and taller. So now if you want to go drop D, you got some more room there. It is the CNC machine saddle. It comes with the string blocks that have the rounded corners already, so you don't need to deal with that. Now, if you want to change them out to titanium, you're on the hook for that. But here's my invoice for that one. It's $251 to my door.
Yep.
For that bridge built exactly how I spec'd it. 16-inch radius, R3 nut, 12-inch radius, color that I wanted. So I don't know why anybody that's aware that you can do this. Oh, and no tax either. Shipping was 31 bucks. I still came out. Grand total $252. That's with $31 shipping. And it's a better bridge. So I figured there's going to be some folks that could use that information. I know lots of people know that Scheller is, made all the Floyd Roses for decades. But I think people maybe forget that or don't know that they can buy.
Well, probably too focused on, Floyd Rose is USA now, which really, to me, USA doesn't mean dick all.
Not anymore.
So what do you think about that? 40 grit.
What's up, Mike?
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
It doesn't show my picture on there. It's weird.
It was doing that to Steve the other week. I don't know. You're on screen. You're good. Everybody see 40 okay?
Okay.
I see him.
It don't show me here. Anyways, I think it's cool. Yeah, I mean, you and I were just talking today about the nut problems. Did you get those pictures I sent you this morning?
Yeah. It's just an extremely busy day.
Those offsets are wrong. Hey, where did you get that bridge from? From the Schaller website, right?
Yeah.
Directly from the Scheller website. Yeah. If you
I think I'm just going to order one.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Like I said, it was at my door in 3 days via DHL, and I don't think I paid for expedited shipping or anything. And that's going through customs. That's everything. Yeah. Oh, and you also get to pick what block you want. You want a 32? You want a 36? You want a
40, 42?
Yeah.
Yep.
And all that stuff's in stock. And you don't have to,
That Floyd Rose stuff's out of control right now.
What's up, Zach?
It is, man. And I don't know, but if you look, I pulled the nut that came with this. I pulled the nut out when this arrived and looked at it, and it was just made so clean. There's just no slag on it. I don't know, when I compare it to the Floyd nuts that I've gotten in the last couple of years, it's like the finish on them just isn't what it used to be. And this Scheller one looks like what Floyd used to be. So I don't know what the real story is with Floyd or how they parted ways or why they really parted ways, but I can tell you right now, man, seems like Scheller's kind of got it together.
From
I
what
know they got it together.
From what I've read about the Floyd Schaller split was it had something to do with the coating that they were using for the black chrome, the gold, and one of their other finishes not meeting some kind of EPA hazardous materials, whatever. And Floyd gave them a deadline to come up with some kind of new coating, and they didn't meet it, so they decided to start USA production and whatever. And we've seen how slow that's been.
So perhaps maybe they had no choice. They had to start making them here because they couldn't import them anymore. That's true with their coating didn't meet our EPA or blah, blah, blah. So you know how it is when you're forced to do something, you might not be so good at it because you had to do it. You didn't do it because it was the right thing to do. I mean, I'm just speculating, but all I know is I'm going the sheller route until I'm not, until they give me a reason not to, and
Yep.
save me $150, and I get exactly what I want, and it saves me mental anguish too.
Yep.
I
So
still got a handful of Goto 1996s, and I'll use those when they're applicable. I don't mind those at all.
yeah, so I've got that Wild Card 3 2010 USA Charvel. I think I played it for a minute Saturday night, and the D string after I restrung it and all that stuff Saturday, and I was like, now I have this really awful buzz, and I haven't restrung that guitar in like a year, so my fault. But I had a really awful deadening buzz when playing the D string open. Fret anywhere, it was fine. Open, just bleh. So I pulled the clamp off and loosened the string. I'm like, oh, there's a nice groove worn in the backside of the nut. You know, string is sunk down, basically laying on the first fret. Like, oh, well, I need a nut. So I scour. First off, finding the Chrome R3 was hard enough. And because I didn't want to buy another, because I had swapped that backstory. I bought that guitar used in mint condition like 6 years ago. And the first thing I did was swap the Floyd and the nut to an OFR from the 1000. And it's a top mount, it's not a through, and the OFR nut went straight on, no issues, you know, whatever. It's been on there for 6 years, hours and hours and hours of playing time on it. So I bought one of the new USA R3 nuts from Zoso Music on eBay. Now I've bought a couple original Floyds from them, and it was $52. So it gets here yesterday, and I take the nut off that guitar and do the old Sharpie down the fret. I don't remember who showed me that, Mike. The Sharpie down the neck to lift the strings off.
Oh, that was me.
Exactly. And popped the nut off, set the new Floyd nut on there, and started, you know, I'm holding it against the fretboard, and I'm like, man, these screws are wanting to go in at an angle. So I just kind of let it loose a little bit and tighten the screws down. And as I'm pushing, you know, the nut towards the end of the fretboard, it's pushing back. So I was like, So I went ahead and screwed them on down, and there was about 1.5 millimeters or so gap between the nut and the fretboard. So I'm like, well, that's not right. So I pull it off, and I start looking at it compared to the German nut that I took off. And the mounting holes on the German nut versus I had a spare 1000 nut laying around. And the German nut I took off of it, and the 1000, the mounting holes were identical. But on the new USA one, they're off. And I'll do this.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your gap's going to tell you how far they are off. I mean, 1.5, 2 millimeters off, which doesn't make sense. I mean, you think we'd, you know.
So the 1000 nuts on the left, and the new USA Floyd nuts on the right. And you can see where these two mounting holes, there's your two mount holes versus these two. These are, if you're looking at it from this angle, they're higher up. They're closer to the fretboard side of the nut, the back of the nut, versus here. And like I said, this is a 1000 series nut, but I had a German nut on the guitar that is identical. And actually, the German nut's back on the guitar, and identical to this layout on this 1000 series. So they're not quite made the same, and you can see where it says it's a R3 10-inch radius because that's the only thing they offer. And it's got this whole, you can see it in this picture, the way the light, this raised, like I don't know,
casting flash,
this, yeah, and it's this dimpling is on the bottom and it's on the top side where the clamps go. It's not smooth. It's very rough, like casting flashing going on here.
Well, you saw the ones I saw you this morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've never seen that nut with Floyd Rose on the back, so that must be something that's changed like recently. Because if you look at, let me see if I can. I don't know how to see if I can do this. If I got it. Oh no, I can't. So go.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
Hang on.
is it on there?
It is now.
Okay, so if you go to the one on the left is the new Floyd, and the R2 on, you can see the new one's bigger. It's taller,
Right.
And it's just a little bit wider. But what's interesting is looking at the picture that you have. If you look at the mounting screws, they look like they're closer to the edge than the one that I have. So I don't know if they recasted it again, because if you look at there's no casting marks on the back of mine on those new ones. They're smooth as glass.
Yep.
And I don't know, that just looks suspect to me. That nut looks, maybe that's the way they're doing it now. I don't know. But I'm sitting here looking at the Floyd Roses, or the Shallers that you guys are talking about, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going to buy one of those. I got 20 Floyd Roses under my desk.
Right.
Why would I do that right now? I'm not going to do that right now, but if I go to order any more, I probably will do a Lockmeister, because if it's $250 with a nut, that's a steal.
So I ordered a
$250.
I ordered a Lockmeister. I've got a guitar that Willie's making a neck for, and it's it's a compound 14 to, I think it's a 14 to 16 inch radius. No, it's a 10 to 14 compound radius. So it's been a while, so I've forgotten. But last year I ordered straight from Schaller a Lockmeister bridge and the nut. And I spec'd an R3 nut, and the nut's is a 10 inch radius, and the saddles on the trim are a 16 or 14 rather. It's 10 to 14. And yeah, man, it was like whatever, $250 or 230, whatever you said it was is exactly how much it was. It was like $232 shipped.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to buy one of those Lockmeisters.
The colors change the price by a couple bucks, but for the most part, it's $250 to your door.
Yeah, it's chrome.
Yeah,
Chrome bridge, chrome nut. Another thing I noticed on this, if you look, this hole, the right mounting hole, is closer to the center hole than the left one. I noticed that too when I put it on the guitar. It was shifted over towards the high E when it was mounted.
Yeah, I don't like that nut. I don't like that nut at all.
Nope.
It doesn't look consistent. There's no consistency on that. When you look at that,
Yeah, there you go.
there's something not right there. So, because if you look at the other ones, that's the other ones that I've gotten since they stopped doing the German ones. And the only thing that I've noticed about them is they're just taller. So
Yeah.
if I have a nut that needs a shim, I'll use the newer nut and then not put a shim under it, so.
You can't. It's such a minuscule difference in the spacing between this hole and the center hole and this hole and the center hole that you can't see it too well in this picture because of the camera angle. But holding it in my hand in front of me, you can definitely see it. And when you put it on the neck of a guitar, you can see that it's shifted over
That's
a bit.
That's where even just, a measurement being even just slightly off, you're going to notice upon installation.
Yep.
So, hey, on those Schaller nuts, are they stamped made in Germany on the back still? They say R2 and made in Germany, or?
Well, I don't have mine here, or I'd tell you.
This is the one that was in that kit I was just showing you. I'd have to pull it off to look at it because I honestly don't remember. But I remember looking at it and thinking, man, these Scheller nuts are the casting is so much better.
Yeah.
When before they put the coating on it, like that one Randy was just showing, it's got all those dimples and stuff in it. That's just shitty quality control. They're just laying chrome right over that. They're not cleaning that thing up or buffing it out or anything. And if they're doing that on the string surface, yeah, you're gonna have problems.
Well, if you go back to the original Floyd Rose problems, though, like I still know people in the biz that were complaining about the finishes on the Floyds, and that's why Floyd Rose went away from Schaller, because they were having problems with black and they were having problems with some other stuff. So that's why Floyd Rose said, okay, you know what, we're going to pull back and we're going to see if we can do it ourselves. And that's when the fulfillment problem came up, and then they had the hurricane, which messed things up. And, but now supposedly, according to Floyd, the people that I know, the Floyd stuff that they're getting is pretty good. But again, I mean, you still can't compete. If Stu Mack is selling the new Floyds for $230 for just the bridge, and then you have to buy a $40 nut, and then if you're going to do upgrades like, brass box and stuff, I don't know. Hey, where did they, when I first jumped on, we were talking about $400 for a Floyd Rose. Where's that coming from?
So when I spec'd one out here, the last one that I just bought, it came to $412 plus shipping. So the nickel Floyd was $256. Now here's what you're not considering. This is the nickel Floyd was $256. Now if you want the machine saddles, because I wanted a 16-inch radius on my saddles for this build, you got to add another $110 because it just comes with the regular saddles that you got to shim out if you want something different. Well, the machine saddles. So add $110 for that. Then put your nut with it. I put down $46 as a nut because they're anywhere from 42 to 50.
Yep.
It comes to $412. So 256 plus 256 plus 110 plus the 460. 356, 456. Yeah, 412.
So when I did my blue build guitar, it's a straight 16-inch radius neck. And I was kind of going back and forth if I wanted to do a different radius at the bridge. So 40 sold me a Floyd, a chrome Floyd.
Well, those do have the 16-inch radius, right?
I think it's 12.
Or 12. The 1000 radiuses those are radius nuts. Nuno's using those 1000 saddles. They said on that Nuno interview that he's using the 1000 saddles because they are radiused. So I don't know if they're radiused to 12 or if they're radiused to 16, but I know that they're radiused. Hey, I mean, I have a really hard time drinking the Kool-Aid on those radius saddles because you're hoping that the radius on your neck is 16. If there's any inconsistency, then you're going to have high strings, you're going to have low strings or whatever. So really, if you go the shim route, you're always good because if you need a shim, you have one. And if you don't need a shim, then you don't use one. I mean, I have a hard time spending $70 or whatever it is for a set of radius saddles when I just put a piece of shim under the, adjust, measure your last fret and then make sure it's consistent across the fingerboard. And then if you need a shim, then put one in there instead of spending money on radius saddles. It seems kind of silly to me, but
right.
Or you just buy a sheller that comes with the radius saddles already.
You can do that too, but then you're wrestling. I mean, you're assuming that your neck is. I mean, what if your neck isn't exactly 16? I mean, like, what if there's inconsistency in the neck? Then you're wrestling with both sides.
But how many straight 12-inch radius necks are there out there that have 10-inch radius Floyds on them and have for years? And I mean,
right.
At what point?
I agree.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Here, I'll say. So I went ahead and pulled this nut off. This is the sheller nut, real time.
Oh yeah, cool.
So I can have a look at it. But I'm gonna have to go downstairs and get some. So I can tell you right now, it says R310 on it, and it's smooth as glass on the back. I don't know if you can.
It's probably like the Floyds. They just say R2 and they say what the radius is.
Let me see if that'll
Probably
focus
similar.
up here.
So you can see the light reflecting off of it smoothly.
Yeah.
That's not a very. You can't even see the R2. Huh. I was hoping that would focus up better than that. Okay, there you can kind of make out, but you can see how smooth it is if I move it around. There's none of that, none of those casting pits in it or anything like that.
Yeah, I think you got a bad nut, Randy.
I don't know because I've had some Floyd nuts recently that look almost like that. I'm like, man, this isn't good.
I just took a picture of the front side of it, and there you go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you see all the casting.
Oh,
in
that
it.
looks terrible.
Dude, that is garbage.
Yep.
Hey, did that come from Sozo? Did that come from Sozo?
Yeah.
That's another conversation you and me should have.
But yeah, dude, when I built this guitar, I ordered some of the 14-inch radius saddles from Floyd, and when you order the saddles from Floyd, these new ones, they don't even come with blocks. You've got to buy the blocks.
Yeah, a nickel and diamond you, man.
Separate. It's stupid.
Yeah, I didn't even factor those into the $412. Another set of blocks.
And if you
$40.
want a 6-string set of them, they're out of stock. But if you want a 7-string set, they have them. So I had to buy a 7-string set of the blocks, of the new blocks with the rounded corners. And I ended up not even using them because the 12-inch radius on this bridge feels pretty good on this 16-inch radius fretboard. You
Well,
can
see, that's
really
something
get
else
under
too.
there for bends.
Yeah, see, that's what we were talking about when with the whole, should I match the radius to the nut? Because if you want to do that with an R3, with the R3s are 12s, right? The old R3s were 12s. And then you have a 16-inch, you buy a 12-inch radius. But if I put an R4 on, which is what, we didn't use R3s at Sir, everything was R4 because they were 10-inch radius. But I don't know. I gotta say, whether you put a 10-inch or a 12-inch on, I don't think it's like Brad was just saying. I don't think you're doing it for years, not matching the radius. I mean, I don't think you're gonna feel the difference. I mean, that's just somebody really splitting the hairs. And I prefer a more stronger radius on a flatter fretboard because you can get under the string. I put a R10 on a 15-inch radius, which is a 15-inch radius nut, and the R10, I couldn't even get under the string. So if you're a speed metal player, I guess that would be really cool because you're not getting under anything for a harmonic or anything. But I can't imagine putting a super flat radius nut on a, like a 12 to a 12. I don't think I would do that.
No. And then there's the whole compound radius. So like this one, this is a 12 to, this is a 10 to 14. So you got to think that's like a traffic cone. It's not just because you're 14 here doesn't mean you're going to be 14 at your bridge. You're going to continue to follow that spreading radius. So really, you're on a 25.5-inch scale length guitar. You're over 17 by the time you get to the bridge down here. If you follow that same pattern out from a 10 to 16 or 10 to 14. It's like we said, it's splitting hairs, and some guitars, some guitars you can pull that off on, and some don't mind, and then others, it just doesn't feel right, and you got to change it up, man. You got to do what that guitar tells you it wants to have,
That's why I just prefer the
like
shim.
matching that.
I just prefer the shims, throwing the shims under the nut, because if you need it, it's there, and if you don't, I've had guys come over on my Kramers. I've had guys come over. I had a guy come over and buy a Beretta, and I had a black bridge, and I had shims under it, and you could see them. And the guy was like, "What's that?" I go, "Those are shims. I'm matching the radius of the saddles to the radius of the neck." And he goes, "Oh my God, man! Well, that I've never seen that done before." And I go, "Well, it should be done. It's just we never did it back when I was 13 years old. You played what you played." That's what you got, unless you wanted to spend a bunch of money to your guitar guy, and because I didn't know anything, so.
Yeah,
Gene Splice brings up the point when they say 3D on them, they're printed, not cast. Which this, you can see in the picture, does have 3D in the corner.
Oh, wow. That's new. I haven't had one of those. Well, now I know.
Yost.
I don't want one.
Yeah, it says,
It
that
doesn't
looks
mean
casted, dude.
Not polished.
Right.
It doesn't matter, cast, 3D printed, it just wasn't polished. All the little slag on it was not buffed off, which is unacceptable.
Yep. I'm probably going to contact Zoso and be like, "Hey, y'all got another one?" And if that doesn't go too well, I'll just send Floyd an email and be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" But,
is Oso in Texas? I think I bought stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Joe says blocking Floyd seems to defeat the purpose. Nah, I mean, I like staying in tune after I break a string.
What? Say what? Who said that?
Joe McGraw. Mean Joe McGraw.
Everybody's I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you break it, I can't imagine gigging with a floating bridge unless you got a good backup.
This is the best of both the worlds. We've talked about this before, Mike. I mentioned these to you. This is the hardtailer made by Engel. Well, they're made by Engel now.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
So if you want to go floating, you just pop it out, man. You just pull the little button in the middle, and you're back to floating. And if I want to drop tune, I just lock it back in, tension up the strings, and go to town with it. And that is a quality piece of kit. I got nothing against putting in a wood shim. I've done that. I got plenty of guitars like that. But when I found these, this is worlds better than that little set screw thing with a locking nut on it, that little piece of crap.
Yeah.
No.
My thing about those is the tone transfer. Like if you look at the tone transfer from the block to your, if you put that guitar back up and you look at the distance, just like a screw, you're going what, a quarter of an inch or half an inch of a screw versus that's an inch and a half to probably 2 inches of block.
There's one right, but it's it's solid, rigid. Where wood will absorb the vibration, this transfers the vibration. So I could make that argument, but I don't know that any of it makes a difference. I prefer floating because I feel it sustains longer when it's floating and it's not touching anything. But there are times where I want to go this route. Like like I said, if you want to drop tune, this is it. Now, I don't do the detunas. I don't care for those.
How much are
you're
those?
A fan of them. These are $100. These are $100, but if you're never going to see it here. But it runs in a really finely machined dovetail. This is a quality piece, man. And
it's fully machined.
It is fully machined. I'm in manufacturing and engineering. That's what I do, and I can tell you that these are quality. I'll pay $100 for these all day and feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I have no problem with that. Maybe not for everybody, but and then so to fine tune it, you can see it's a little wheel on the end, kind of like the truss rod wheels.
Oh, okay.
If that's showing up or not, right?
I see it.
Yeah, so you just stick an Allen wrench or a little rod in there or whatever, and you screw it in and out for your fine adjustment on where you want your bridges set. I like them. I've been using them for a while now.
Cool. What's the name? Who makes those?
They're made by Engel now, like the amplifier.
Okay.
Yep.
They're made in Germany. I think you can.
It's kind of like that thing. What's this fucking FU tone call it? The spring-loaded one where you can still float with it.
Tremolo or Tremolo or something like that.
Tremolo?
No,
Tremolo,
it's like the hardtail where it screws into the cavity. Black box.
Huh. Yeah. I never heard of it.
ESP was making those in like the 90s. And I think if you go to ESP Japan's website, you can still buy them.
Huh. Yeah, right on, Brian, H5150. I knew there were going to be some dudes in here that would like to know about some of that stuff. Now, you guys don't go buying out all of Scheller's inventory because I got to buy some shit next month. So.
Well, I ordered
It sounds like Floyd doesn't have crap to begin with.
They don't.
They haven't
they're
for
running
months.
low. Yeah.
And then they send out these emails about, okay, in stock now, and in stock next month is going to be, Floyd Originals in black, and then it just never happens, and you wait for them to be released. And I'm glad I got a much better option.
They must be having problems with trying to keep up on OEM supply.
Yeah, I think they got problems. Period. Maybe quality control issues too from some of the stuff we're seeing and talking about.
Well,
I've sent
which
some
is
stuff
odd
back.
because Floyd Rose has been around for how long? Really, you can't. I mean, was moving from Germany to BFE USA that much of a strain? Do you have labor problems? I mean, what's the issue here?
I think the issue cost of manufacturing in the U.S. for starters. So maybe I don't know. Maybe they're not wanting to pay what they need to pay to get to have them built right and have the machining that they need. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm speculating. I don't know. You know, it seems like if it's true about the coatings and not meeting the EPA regulations for import and stuff like that, I kind of almost buy that, because that kind of forces them to move. It's like, what are we going to do? Stop selling our product? No, we can't buy it from Germany anymore because we can't import it. So I guess we have no choice but to start making it here or making it in China, and that's never going to fly. So if they're forced to make it here, now they're scrambling to you know, let's find a machine shop that can make this stuff, and let's find a company that can code it. And now they're scrambling, and maybe they're trying to figure it out as they're going and still try to keep the doors open and selling product at the same time. I don't know, but all I can tell you is something's just not sitting right with me with how things are with them right now.
Yeah.
Especially with the availability of their product.
I ordered actually ordered 2 Shaller nuts this afternoon. I ordered a chrome R3 and a black R3 for one of them for my the new that Jackson Origin that I bought. Just getting fret level done on it. But we'll see how quick they get here. See you, Kurt.
Oh, it should be 3 days, right?
Well, when I ordered that custom radius trim and nut from before, it took 6 weeks, but it was right when they started doing the pick your own radius stuff. So that was a couple years ago when I ordered it. But it took 6 weeks. But I've heard that they've got everything, pretty much everything's made. So whatever you order, it'll be out to you. I think it says like 5 to 7 days for the U.S. on their website. It's like pretty much anywhere in Europe is 1 to 3, and then U.S. is 5 to 7. So,
Yeah, I'll be right back.
all right.
Man, I'm glad I stopped myself of ordering that, because I was looking at them and going, man, you know, that's a good price with the nut. But then I was like, hold on a second, stop. I got too much stuff down there. So I'll burn through everything. By the time I burn through all the stuff I got down there, I'll have to maybe Floyd Rose will have it figured out. There is something going on there, obviously. The coatings look different too on the black saddles. They're just they're not really black. They're kind of like a grayish black. You know, they're I just don't know if they're all there yet. So
I don't think they are. I really don't think they are. And after getting this new USA nut, like I said, today was just like stupid busy. It's, you know, our pay periods end on Tuesdays, so it was like Tuesdays are the rush, you know, to get your paycheck made. And but I planned on sending Zoso a message and be like, hey, this nut is fucking garbage. And if I couldn't work out an exchange, because they had like 12 more of them.
yeah.
If I couldn't work out an exchange deal with him or something, I was going to send Floyd an email and be like, what is this? So, you know, and with the pictures, it's like, is this really how y'all are doing this shit now? So,
Yeah.
I mean, worst comes to worst, if I can't, the Shaller's there, you know, whether you've got to pay the 15% tariff or whatever the fuck now, I mean, it is what it is. But, I mean, 15% on $45 really is not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy stuff, I say buy it now, because prices are not going to go down.
nope.
Oh
They
no.
are just going to keep going up.
Nope.
What is Blue Mox saying? The OEM 1000 on my white Jackson, everything great, but the tuner screws are crap. The finish is held up beyond whatever I would have thought they had. I'm guessing they're gritty.
Typical for the 1000.
You know, this Floyd's a 1000. This on here, and the fine tuners on it are pretty damn smooth. And that Jackson Origin is a 1000, and the fine tuners on it are smooth. So whatever they've done, and like, I don't know if you remember which guitar this 1000 came off of, but Whatever, it seems like whatever they've done with the 1000s here in recent months, or like within the last year, I guess they've kind of cracked the whip down on
That came off of Charvel for sure.
the gritty, shitty fine tuners, which I've always just kind of remedied by putting a drop of like frog lube gun oil on them and working them in and out 5 or 6 times, and it usually cleans that grittiness up. Are they as smooth as a Schaller or a German Floyd? No, but
those
they're
slag
still
on the end, so you can't run them all the way out.
yes.
Yeah.
Take 'em out.
It's funny you mentioned that, Mike, about the Charvel, because I just bought a loaded Charvel body from Stratosphere, and it had a 1000 on it, and that 1000 didn't feel bad at all. That was on that Charvel body.
I just bought a loaded one from Crazy Necks or something. I got a DeMartini neck that's been sitting here for well over a year, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this thing? And I said, well, if one of those black relics ever pops up without a neck on it, I'll just buy it. And sure enough, as soon as I start thinking about it, guess what pops up? One of the black relics. And I was like, well, I guess I got to do it now. So I bought it, but I got a plan for it, and I'm not going to talk about it, but but I've got a plan for that guitar. It's going to be really cool. But that's got a black. That's going to be interesting. What color was it? Was it chrome or was it black?
It was chrome.
Okay, so mine's black. So the interesting thing will be there's always more coating on those blacks. So it'll be interesting to see if the fine tuners are better than, because I've got older ones down there too. 1000s I'm not even using, you know?
These, dude, like I said, this bridge you sold me, the tuners, fine tuners on it they're fairly smooth. They're a little stiff, but they're not gritty feeling.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But that new Jackson, the fine tuners on it really don't feel that much different than an original. They're really damn smooth. I was shocked by that. And the other thing that helps too, in my opinion, is when I put these big blocks on, I throw that fucking shim in the trash.
Yep, that helps.
So
Takes a lot of the tension off.
Maybe who's ever making the bridge in Korea for the 1000s, maybe they got some fresh tooling or something for tapping those holes.
And that's
the fine
possible.
tuners go through, and now they're a little smoother, a little less gritty. I don't know.
That's
But
possible
yeah,
too.
there is something going on there, because every prior 1000 I've had it's got that nasty feeling.
You know, the older 1000s, the fine tuner screws were longer.
Yes.
Yep.
Like all the old USA production run Charvels,
Well,
those had longer fine tuner screws. They'll back all the way out of the
which I mean,
base plate though.
If you think about it from a production standpoint, if you take 3/32 off of that end of that fine tuner, it doesn't, just the one tuner doesn't seem like much, but when you times that by thousands and thousands and thousands, that equates to money.
Yep.
A lot of money. So, if we can just take that little bit off, we'll save 0.3 cents.
Right.
Which over the course of 10 years will be, X amount of dollars, which, here come the penny pinchers. And that's what kind of, pisses me off about the stuff is just people will pay the higher price for something that's just a little bit nicer than the competition.
Yeah, but see, I've wrestled with that same problem, and I won't say when or where, but once a program is written for CNC, it's a pain in the ass to go back in and change it. And that's where I've wrestled with people with regards to, hey, it would just take a little tweak here if we would do this. It's like, no, we're not changing the program. If you can fix it manually, then let's fix it manually because we're not changing the program.
Right.
So that's probably where you're wrestling with, or maybe they, maybe like what Brad said, that they got to there were some tooling changes, or maybe they did fix a program or something, because that's all CNC. That's all CNC. So
Blue Mock says the best mod he's done was the push-in bar. Maybe I got lucky.
Yeah, I do that on every guitar.
If you like your bars tight, then yeah.
Yeah.
I like mine loose and floppy, a la Ed Van Halen and
Yeah.
Warren and all those guys. And for me to do that, the little locking or the little adjustment screw is so loose. If I tip the guitar forward, the bar just falls out. So. And
Yeah.
Scott says he's loving the Super 3 he bought. That's my second favorite DiMarzio.
There's a Super 3 for sale here
And
locally
that's
for
it
$30.
right there. Scotty says I'm sold on the DiMarzio pots now too. That they
Oh,
have
yeah.
the right taper. Yeah, their taper
Yep.
on those is perfect.
100%. I'm using those DiMarzio pots exclusively now. I
Yep.
got off the EVH ones.
Yep. They're
Yep.
not super loose, but they're not stiff.
They're very similar to the ones we use at Sir.
Yep.
The CTS.
What's up, Terry M? You know what else? Oh, you guys playing killer solos on Pink Floyd. Then, yeah.
Solos.
Super
Hey,
3s are good pickups, man. I like that Super 3 that's in my Phil Collin.
Yeah, I'm not a ceramic magnet guy really, but that damn Super 3, man, I love that pickup because it's all low end and low mid. It's not spiky in the top end like most ceramics are. So,
Yeah. Which, I mean, on some amps can be a good thing because a lot of amps that you turn the treble up is usually it means a gain increase.
yeah.
So I can see where I have Super 3 and a few guitars. I love them, especially when you need that sledgehammer attack.
Hey, I bought some. Listen to this. Speaking of nonsense, those old EVH cords. Remember the old ones?
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
first came out, and they were dipped in like silicone inside of the 1/4-inch jack. Have you ever unscrewed one and looked at it?
No.
Hold on a second. It's really cool. This is hilarious.
Brad, I think you made Quentin James a little horny in the pants there with that Anderson. He loves some Andersons.
Okay.
Oh, does he need to see it again?
Yeah, yeah. Quentin, you need to see that Tom Anderson again.
Tease him again with it.
Here, we'll full screen it too. That way you can really see that Tom Anderson.
I had this one custom built. This is black burst, quilted, with no binding. They'd never done that before.
Look
So
at
it's
that,
a quilted
man.
maple top with no binding.
Satin finish.
24 fret. Yeah, satin too. Is exactly what I wanted. And I left those Anderson HC3 pickups, which are, and then I like the natural headstock, so I went that route. And then the Anderson locking tuners. I had them do a raw finish on the neck back on this one, not their typical, I think what they call is a smooth satin finish. I actually had them do their in distress finish, which is just raw. I don't do glossy necks. All right, Mike, I didn't mean to steal your cable.
Oh no, dude, no, not at all. I just thought this was super interesting. Look at this cable. So, you see how that's right? It's like silicone, hard
Yeah.
I've seen
silicone.
those before. Yeah.
That is not moving. These were great cords when they first came out, right? So then that screws over. The cover screws over it, and it goes back to the regular cover, right? Great plugs.
and it insulates.
Yeah.
No shorting out.
So
they
I'm
can't be
on.
making good shit anymore.
Oh, dude, look at this. So I went on Amazon the other night and I go, I need another cord. So I bought one, and I get this in the mail today, and it's black. And I go, oh man, that's cool. Black covers. That looks cool. Whatever.
No more silicone.
And I unscrewed it.
Yep, just shrink wrap.
It's just got some shrink wrap over it. So yeah. I wonder how Ed'd feel about that. Because those are things this is what I use, and everything that I got, I'm using it. Well, he's not using it no more, and look at what they're doing with it.
Right.
I was shocked when I spun that off. I'm going to see Wolfgang in December with my son, and I bought those backstage passes. There's a meet and greet thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask Wolfgang about that. I might cut those off. I might cut one and just take it with me and say, hey man, like what's like saving a couple bucks, or is this what your dad would use?
Yeah. That's why we don't have nice things, April.
Yeah, see that? Dude, I was shocked. I was like, are you serious right now, man? I couldn't believe that.
Doesn't surprise me.
He might not even know.
I think Wolfgang pretty much lets
Maybe Matt
Bruck
Bruck did it. Yeah, Matt Bruck did it.
handle
Probably.
all that stuff.
Probably. That really rubbed me the wrong way, man, because I've always sworn by those cables, and I've shown people that. I go, this is why you don't have problems with the EVH cables. They're like, man, those are expensive. I'm like, but here's why you don't have a problem. And I would unscrew it and show it to them. And like, hey, man, that's a really good idea, man. That's really cool. And then I open up the new one, and it's just shrink wrapped, just soldered and shrink wrapped. That's troubling.
No different than anybody else's.
No different from any other. So, hey, don't spend the money on the EVH cords anymore. There's no reason to.
Probably same price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Or
more
more.
expensive.
Yep.
Same
Yep.
price or more. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, see, it's like with a lot of things. Hey, it's the same package, just with less in it.
Yep.
Well, the cool thing is when you have stuff from like years ago and it's in really good condition, it's just like Randy just said, the price ain't going down.
Yeah.
The price ain't going down on these guitars that I got. There's no way these prices on these guitars that I have in my collection are going down. They're not. They're going up. I mean, like I saw one the other day, that EVH Wolfgang, that Stop Tail Randy, that custom shop that they did. I mean, like what, $7-8 grand now for that guitar? I paid $1,000 for it.
Wait, what? What is it?
Those Wolfgang custom shops. When they had the custom shop in Corona, they were doing some Stop Tails.
Yeah.
And they did. There were, how many that were done? I've got it right here. Like 70 something, I think they did. You got one?
With the fine tuners?
Yeah, but they were.
That's actually a sheller.
Hold on a second. They were. Where's my numbers at? Because I'm stupid like this. They only did so many of those guitars. Here it is. They did custom shop. I got them right here. Okay, so they did 876 Star guitars. They did 1,432 of the Circles and 66 Wolfgang Customs. And they were black, tobacco burst, and the antique white.
And they were Les Paul scale length.
And they were, 24 3/4.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I mean, so you like $7-8 grand for those guitars now, man. I mean, like so that dips back at what what you were saying, Jimmy. I mean, like this, it's good to have hold on to your older guitars because their prices are just going to go up.
Richard Hole wants to know flush mount versus surface, or I guess he means recess. Flush mount or recess mount on your Floyd.
I prefer a recessed blocking because I don't have to do any. I don't have to change neck angle. I can go into the body if I have to. I prefer not to, but I mean, if you're floating, obviously you're going to want a recessed. You're going because you have more travel. I would think for the floating guys, but for me personally, even blocking the bridge, I prefer recessed because I don't have to change any neck angles like on the Wolfgangs.
We're flush here, dog.
Well, the only I like, obviously with floating is I like, the full recess, lots of room to pull up. I want to be able to pull the bar up to the strings, just bottom out on the frets. But if it's going to be, just a down only or blocked, I still like it recessed because for me, everything is more ergonomical is when you basically just squish everything together. So like like I did with all these guitars that I've been building is I get the body, and then I set the neck in, and then I measure from the bottom of the fingerboard to the top of the body, and then I take that much out of the neck pocket, so that basically the bottom of the fingerboard is right flush with the body, and then it puts the top of the bridge plate flush, or with slightly there. It could be just down. It depends on the body of the guitar and how it's machined. But it maintains the top of the base plate for the bridge is flush with the top of the body.
Yeah, you like
And
the
then-
plate with the flush with the body, right?
Yep. And then you can bring the pickups down closer into the body. The neck heel becomes that much more thinner. As far as, top of fingerboard to back of neck heel becomes that much smaller. So it just compacts everything down. And for me, since I don't have, big gorilla hands, makes shit easier to play for me.
Yeah, makes sense.
I like top mount. It's a feel thing. I've had recessed Floyds, and whether I leave them floating or block them or not, I don't know. It's a feel thing. I don't care to have everything just like low and sunk down into the guitar. I don't know. I think it's just because I'm used to playing regular ass strats with 6-screw trims and all that. And Ed's guitars were top mount. And that's what I always, all the guys I liked back in the 80s, most of the 80s shit was top mount anyway, until Vi started routing shit out, really.
Yep.
Yep.
So, all the guys I looked up to and wanted to play like, all their Floyds were top mount, and that's just kind of what I've stuck with. And then I've gotten used to it, so when I play one that's recessed, I feel like to me, it feels just like everything's kind of cramped in there.
I can go either way.
Hey, what's up, Pete?
Hey.
Pete's got some cool shit coming out. I think Thursday? Is that when the single's dropping? He's got a new collaborative project. What's it called? Analog 88? Correct me if I'm wrong, Pete. But I shared his teaser of it on my Instagram story the other day. It's got a nice, really cool old school, almost like a maidenish kind of vibe to it in the section that he shared, but it's pretty awesome. Check that shit out. But Pete says he likes top mount floating. For me is the best of both worlds. Feels like butter.
Sweet. Yeah. And that's a sweet ass Wolfgang you got there, Brad.
Yeah.
I love to me I much prefer a hardtail Wolfgang over one with a Floyd on it.
So those are not easy to find with that hardtail with the fine tuners. That's actually a Shaler tailpiece. They don't make them anymore. At least they don't offer them anymore for sale. No. I've tried. It's a lot nice.
No.
Gibson make one with the fine tuners on it. It is not the same.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, I like that guitar. It's stealth gray, I think is what they call that color, right?
Is it gloss or is it flat?
Yeah, it's flat. It's stealth. It's like the black, but gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have to shim the neck on that one
Uh-huh.
to be able to get because, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a Floyd, I still had to shim the neck to get the pickup height right.
Yeah, you always wrestle with those Wolfgangs. It seems like for me, I always wrestle with them, trying to get them dialed in.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had any Wolfgang that I haven't had to do something to the
Major
to the neck
surgery.
pocket, to the neck pocket to get them right.
Yeah, I agree. That gray one that I did the video on, where I changed the angle, I sanded. You can sand the neck angle into that basswood. It doesn't take forever. But if you're dealing with a hardwood, you're just better off throwing a shim in it just to save yourself some time.
Well, unless you have the the tools and the jigs to to facilitate that, because you don't want to be getting all Western on that, or you'll ruin a guitar in 0.2 seconds.
$4,000 guitar on a pin router. Yeah, I'll pass.
Asked Jay Hannon about that. He had that Wolfgang, Japanese Wolfgang special that he couldn't get the bridge decked on the body right, so he started sanding. I think he sanded off on the heel instead of the pocket, and he sanded too much.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're sanding in the neck pocket, you better have the stuff you need to get all the way down in the pocket. And if you're just, because it's easy to get to the front of it, right? It's the back of the pocket. So you better, if you just got your hand in a piece of sandpaper, you're going to get in trouble real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to end up with a mess on your hands. You better.
oh, you got to have some blocks.
Yeah,
You
well,
gotta have some good blocks.
I know a dude that did a video on that.
What's
That guy.
Oh, on the gray one, right?
On the Gray Wolfgang.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one's gloss, though. That's why I asked Brad about if that was flat or if it was gloss, because when I got that guitar, I thought it was flat, and I went to go get the guitar from the guy, and I opened the case and it's glossed. And I'm like, oh man, it was different. I was expecting the flat, but whatever. I just recently got the black Stealth one, and that guitar set up really good. I mean, that guitar plays great. I didn't have to do any neck angle or anything with that guitar.
So Mike, it was a gray that was gloss. Is that what?
Yeah.
You're saying?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know there was such.
I
a-
got
He's
it
got
right
it
here.
over there somewheres. Pete said yes, it is. Analog 88 is the band name, and the first single drops Thursday.
Cool.
Sounds awesome in the snippet he shared. Sounds great. So, and then Blue Mox wants to know, Jimmy, did you sell that white, gray, and black Wolf?
White, gray, and black.
Be more specific, Blue.
I don't think I've ever had a white, gray, and black Wolf. I had a white special. I had a Zercode standard. I still have my black Japanese hardtail. What other one? I got that Bearwood PV bodied Wolfgang.
He said the gray black mix top.
Gray black mix. Unless he's talking about that Japanese Wolfgang.
Pete
And yes, I still have that.
Pete wants to know, do you guys like the D-Tuner? I feel like I want to like them, but I just don't get along with them as much as I've tried.
No.
Watch my video on dialing those in. There's a chainsaw file you can get, and you can fix those, because I've had a problem with almost every D-Tuner I've ever owned. And the problem is the plating that goes on the top of those throws off. If you use those before they're plated, I'm sure they work perfectly. The problem is once they plate them, it throws off the ability for it to work correctly. So what you have to do is I file out the inside where the bolt runs, and I've dialed in every one of my D-tuners to where they work perfectly. So you do have to wrestle with those. You do to get them right, but once you do get them right, they're good.
So this is the stock one, and it was pretty shitty when I first got it. And I ended up not filing this one out. I just put the titanium, the high polished titanium screws
can do that too.
from Monster Bolt in here, and it's super smooth. That helps. And then my Wild Card 3 has a D-Tuna on it back there. And I think that's the only two I have with D-Tunas on them still. I've taken them off a lot because I've got so many guitars. It's just easier for me to have a drop D guitar, an E guitar, a drop C, whatever. And then the thicker, like this guitar is now in drop C, and I'm running 10 to 52s on it. So even with a 10 to 50, with the 52 on the low string, it doesn't quite, even when you think you've got it dialed in, it doesn't quite come back to pitch. It's still a little flat, so you still use the fine tuner a little bit. String gauge and tuning plays a big part in that. I don't think they're really made to work well anything below like E flat to drop C sharp.
Yeah, Sound the Sirens. That's a pretty recent video I did on my just check out 40 Grit Guitars. I just did a video on that, the chainsaw file, and it works perfectly, man. I mean, you'll be able to dial all your D-tuners in perfectly by doing that. This is the gloss one. You can see it's gloss.
Is the face of the headstock gloss too?
Yeah.
Is it? Damn, sure is, man. What year is that one? Do you know?
Buddy, I don't know. I mean, I could you could go on to the Fender. I asked Fender about those ones I just got. I got an Amber from a guy locally, and I got a Stealth from a guy locally. And I asked them if they could send me the manufacture dates, and they said that you can do it on the Fender website now. So I don't know if there's any way to look and see, but yeah, this guy bought this guitar, played like absolute dog shit when I got it, and the action was way high, and the guy said, "Well, I was just a Van Halen fan, so I bought it, and I never played it. I just had it." So, interestingly enough, I brought it home and got it dialed in. So, yeah, this one was fucked. This one was jacked up, man.
I wonder what year that. I think mine's a 14 or a 16. I know it was. I found that like a build sheet for it. I think it was $4,800 back then. 10 years ago, it was $4,800.
I still like the white single pickup one you got hanging on the wall back there. That newer NAMM custom shop.
Dude, that was a stupid deal. Like the guy posted that on Reverb, and let me look this up real quick and see what it is.
My top three 40 grit guitars back. There's two of them are on the wall, and one of them's in a stand to his right. If you're looking at the screen, it's to the left, but it's to his right. It's in the stand over there. But it's
the Chub Tone.
Yep, the Vanilla Shake Chub Tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was not so nice when you got it, right? You had to do a bunch of work on that chub tone.
And then your more recent up there, the white kamikaze relic.
That was a good one too, man. I've been thinking lately about all the stupid 11 WG1 558. That's it right there. So let's see if it's.
See, Pete knows. Pete says I was going to say the same thing. The white one with just the bridge pickup is 6. So now you're going to have to go get that one off the wall when you look that up.
So that's one of those new custom shops. Okay, 12/21.
Yours is a 21?
This is a December of 21 is manufacture date.
Hey,
Wow.
I'm going to get you to look mine up while you got it up real quick. Would you look mine up?
Yeah, for sure.
Hang on.
Hold on, let me put this down.
There it is. Yeah, that guitar is awesome. Yeah, dude, that one's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Dude, these are like, how much are these now? They're stupid money. And the guy said, the guy put on Reverb and then he pulled it off and I go, hey, did you sell it? Because, I mean, you know what Reverb people do, right? I mean, like they advertise and then you end up doing it, off of the website or, whatever people do. So I said, did you sell it? And he goes, nah, man. He goes, I'm just trying to wrap my head around getting rid of it. And I go, well, if you want to get rid of it, let me know. Here's my phone number. And like 2 days went by and he goes, so what's your offer? And I go, I don't want to insult you, bro, but I'm at $3,000 for it. And he goes, all right, I'll take it. So
those were like 5,700.
yeah, like they're like dumb money. They're stupid money, right?
Yeah.
I think the headstock's cool, man. I think that logo on these headstocks is cool. The big EVH on it. I think it looks cool. Oh, here, let me back out here. I gotta go back in.
I mean, I had to take a picture of it because it's stamped real small letters.
It's
and kinda dark
WG,
in the
right?
screen. Yeah, WG. It looks like 03825A.
Let's see.
I got the build sheet.
USA Ebony Stealth Gray, one of 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I knew I thought it was like either 16 or 14. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
hit
found-
up Fender and I was like, hey, can you give me a build date? They go, you can just get that off our website. And I go, well, if I would have known that, I would have emailed you. So
Yeah, I didn't
Right.
know. I didn't know you
yeah,
could
you can do that. So
Yeah,
Jimmy's
that's funny, man.
Zach says he loves Zero Cody. Back and size of his acoustics is Zero Cody.
I do too, man. I'm
It's
a
a cool looking
Zero
wood.
Code fan. And it's hard, and you don't need to oil it. Somebody offers a whole neck made out of zero, not just the fretboard, but the whole neck. Maybe it's Wormuth. Maybe it's Anderson. Somebody does.
Wormus got that new D profile I want to try out. I might try one of those. I will say that this guitar, it was built in May, I think. I got it in June, and then the guy sold it to me, and I went back and I said, "Hey, I got the guitar, and the frets were just all over the place, stainless steel, you know." So I was like, "Okay, I'm not going out in the garage in June and hogging on these frets because they're stainless." And so I took it down to my buddy Tim at Atomic Guitars. And I go, "Hey, Tim, I'm going to have you fix this." And I go, "Maybe it's covered under warranty." And he goes, "Well, you're the second owner." I go, "Bro, the guitar was built last month."
Right.
And he goes, "They're still not going to do it." So sure enough, I got the guy to send me the paperwork. I say, "Hey, can you send me a receipt so I can see if I can get these frets, warranted, this fret job?" And sure enough, they wouldn't do it. So they said, "No, he's the second owner. We're not going to do it." So I had to pay to get the frets leveled, but this thing just plays. This thing plays smooth, man. It's a nice guitar. So,
So you're not a fan of hogging on stainless steel frets?
I will, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'd rather pay somebody else to use their files. To use their files. I'd rather pay him than to dull mine. So, and that's what he does for a living. And the thing that I don't like doing the most on guitars, I mean, like, I'm really good at it because I've done so many, but it's not something I enjoy. I don't sit there and go, because anybody that knows how to do a fret job, I mean, like, you can do a fret job and do a really shitty one, or you could do a fret job and do a really good one. I mean, like, look at John Sir's fret jobs on those Auras.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they're crazy beautiful. And that's how, I mean, I'll sit there and work on a fret for 20 minutes, just try to have the bevels correct. And I'm like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So I didn't even inspect Tim's work. I just took it down to Tim and said, "Hey, bro, can you fix this so I can get it playing?" And he said, "Yeah." So then he did it, and they look great. But I would rather have somebody else with stainless do it, than me.
I know somebody else on the internet that does shitty fret jobs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, this thing plays great.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I liked that one, and they did the like the nod to the EBMM, the Music Man, the amber. They did an amber one. They had it NAMM, and I think they had the switch moved and all that shit.
I saw that one the other day when I went to that guy's house and he opened up the case and it was an amber, and I go, "Oh God, man." Because the first thing that popped in my head is Pete Thorne's.
Yeah.
The one that Ed gave him.
Yep.
And I'm like, "Oh God, man." And I was like, I really don't need that guitar. And I was like, I'm just going to buy it. But then you had a good point. They don't come up very often. You don't see those older amber ones very often.
No, they don't.
And
when they do, they usually come up for big money.
I don't know if that will be big money or not, but I mean, just having that guitar, then it going to some goofball that's going to goof it up. I looked up the build dates on those. That amber one is 8 of 12, and that Stealth of mine is October of 11. So those guitars are they got some age on them.
So you ready for this? I've been looking at this USA nut. The bottom of it's not even fucking flat.
Oh. Well, that's a problem.
My little steel action gauge on there, it's not even fucking flat.
That's rocking on there?
Oh yeah. If you put it flat on the center, I can see through. I can see this.
I can see light.
Yeah.
It's all them damn dimples pushing your straight edge up.
I send that back.
Well, I can see the. I
Or
mean,
just
I
go out
can,
and sand it.
I can hold it up normally, and I can see the curve. It's like they radius the bottom to match the top.
You got a
Yeah.
radius
It's a
bottom.
two-way nut.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Yeah, once the one side wears out, you can flip it over.
I think I'm going to send Noel. Yeah, all right, and I put it on. Here's a 1000 series. It's dead flat.
Yeah.
I think
got
I'm
a
going
bad
to send.
nut, though.
I think I'm going to send Floyd Rose a nice email tomorrow and go, "What the fuck is this shit, dude?"
You got a bad nut.
Yeah, I mean, I can rock it on the desk.
I haven't had one of these 3D printed nuts yet. I don't think I
It sounds.
want one.
It don't really look like you need one.
Sounds like they're still trying to figure out how to make this stuff here. They're
Yeah.
trying 3D printing. They're trying casting. They're still trying to figure it out. It's not
Well,
going well.
it's not smooth. You think that would be the indicators, like, oh, maybe we need to take it a little bit farther, smooth it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the fact that they let it go, the fact that they let it go out like that tells you a lot.
Now the clamps are super high polished. I mean, they're smooth as shit. I mean, there's nothing rough about the clamps. The clamps are nice and polished and smooth, shiny. Yeah, I think I'm just going to send some pictures of those pictures I showed in an email to Floyd and go, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, but see that all goes back to like the conversations that we've all had many a times. You know, especially like like on my lives, we're sitting there and guys are going, "I got this problem, I got this problem." Hey, man, it's such bullshit because like they put stuff out and they're like they're not going to notice, and then like the guys that do notice, we're like, man, that's not right because what if some kid got that nut and went to go put it on his guitar and it's not right? He's just going to give up, man.
Yeah.
Now he spent $43 on something. It didn't work.
52.
Now he's got to take it to the guitar guy. He's going to charge him $60 for a bench fee,
Then
and
he's
then
gonna, yeah.
you
Then he's
know,
gonna go on the gear page and complain to everybody.
it's just not right, man. I mean, like I just that's
Well,
just
it would be
right.
interesting to see because when I see 3D printed metal, is you still have small air pockets. It's not 100% solid. So are they treating it like how they do with sintered metal, where it's powdered metal put into a form and then it's basically compressed to make the shape, and then it's sent through an oven and other metal is added to it to fill all the remaining gap or holes in the piece? Are they not doing that with 3D printed stuff, or are they just relying on the the plating job to do that?
I would hope not.
I would imagine that the stuff would have to be heat treatable to to be able to.
That goes back to that Washburn I got that had the Kaler nut on it. That Nuno. I mean, the high E's a mile off the fretboard at the nut. And I'm going, what the hell is going on here? And I started looking at it. I'm digging. I'm looking. I put my binoculars on. I get in there, and there's a huge piece of something. And it took one of my bass files and just like started jamming on it, and it pops right out, ting. And I remember the shop that I bought it from was like, I go, hey man, just please don't do anything with it. Just throw it in the case and ship it. And they go, no, we're going to inspect it and set it up for you and blah, blah, blah. And I go, this is set up for me? You couldn't see that something was wrong on the high E to where the high strings a mile out the fretboard? Yep. I mean, these guys have no clue what they're doing. That's why I just tell people to throw it in the box. Just throw it in the box, send it to me, please. Leave it alone. You're going to mess it up. Leave it alone.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna send the Floyd an email.
I'd send that
tomorrow.
nut back. I'd say, hey, I take pictures of that nut, send it to Floyd, say, hey man, I'm the best word ever to use with your kids or with any like manufacturer is I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed with this because you guys always had a high standard. All my old stuff is good. What's going on here? You guys deserve me. I deserve an explanation on this.
Yeah, and in roundabout terms, they've kind of, I've seen where they've responded. People say, well, the original Floyd nuts aren't a direct replacement for the 1000s anyway. I'm like, this guitar has an original series nut on it. It had a 1000. This guitar's got an original nut on it. You know, every one of those has an original series nut on them that had 1000s, and they're just direct fit. Whether they were top screw or through neck. And
until recently.
And my first experience of a new Floyd original nut not fitting in a 1000 spot is right here. So
That's how they are now. Even the non 3D printed Floyd Rose original nuts that I've had in the last year do not have the same hole pattern as the 1000s. And which is weird because their claim with the 1000s is they've always said
It's identical.
manufactured.
They're identical.
It's manufactured to the same specifications, just in a different country. That's always been their line that they've been spewing on us. Well, I mean, how can they say that now? Now that clearly they're not even the same dimensions.
no.
Now who knows what the materials are? That's a whole nother story.
And it's taller than this 1000 series nut, and it used to be the originals were a smidge shorter than a 1000 nut. Because that's one of the
That's the
main
other thing.
reasons why I put an original on this Frankie guitar is because the nut was too high. So I put an original on it, and it dropped it down to where now it's pretty much good. It could still use a little taken off the shelf, but it's good enough.
I totally understand what you're saying, but yesterday when you texted me about that, I was like, easy fix. If it's top mounted, I mean, you just plug the holes, re-drill the holes, and blah blah blah. It's gonna happen. But when you said there's a gap between the fretboard and the nut, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it was about 1.5 millimeters.
You know, you're gonna have to.
a
I
gap.
mean, if you're rear mounted on that, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah. And, you know, I thought about taking this because this blue guitar, this is a German R3 that R2R3 sent me. It was one of the last years of the German nuts. I'm pretty sure it's German. He said it was, but it was brand new in the box when he sent it to me. I thought about popping it off to see how it would fit on this neck. Because, I mean, it's flush to the fretboard end on this thing.
Well, I don't recommend, if you have a guitar that's playing really good and everything, don't go switching parts on anything. Just order a part, because then you got to mess with two guitars instead of one. If you got everything set up really good and just leave it alone and just order the parts. I mean, that's why I got stupid parts here. That's why I keep that stuff, because I don't want to wait.
Yep.
But I won't rob Peter to pay Paul on guitar stuff. I just usually. I mean, with the amount of time that I have vested in these, with the setup and everything, I'm not going to go setting two guitars up again. I'd rather just mess with one.
Right. But yeah, I just thought last night I might pop, and then I was just like, you know what? I've got a 1000 nut in my little parts drawer over here. Had a couple of them. I said I'll just pop another 1000 nut on there and order a shaller. So it's got a 1000 nut on it now.
What guitar is it?
My black Wildcard 3 that's now over there with a broken high E string.
And
You put a 1000 on it.
Huh? What'd you say,
You
Jimmy?
put a 1000 on it. Now you've got a different. It's going to be what, shorter? It's going to be taller.
It'll be taller with the 1000 nut on there.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
You can deal with that.
The action's so low on that guitar that it doesn't make that much of a difference. I mean, that guitar's got the absolute lowest action out of any of them. But I mean, I played around with it for a minute till I broke the high E string. And then I realized why the high E string broke. It broke at the nut, right?
Oh God.
So then I remembered why I pulled that nut off the guitar it came off of, because it's got a burr in the nut, and when you go to clamp down the locking pad on it, if it doesn't break it then about the first or second bend you attempt to do, it's going to snap.
I just take a a file. Just take like a 46 file and just like run it across there and see if you can get that burr to go away. We used to do that all the time when we had sitars on those nuts. I mean, like, you know, sometimes there is plating on there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'll give you a sitar once you clamp down or whatever. You just take a file and just like very lightly, like, you know, just grind it across there and you'll feel it.
Yep.
And you'll feel where that burr is, and then just focus on the area until that burr goes away. That's how I caught that Kaler. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I mean, it was huge. You know, I just can't believe that they don't see that stuff.
Like I said, I ordered a shallow nut. I ordered two of them. I ordered a chrome and a black one. So I'm just gonna let it sit there until the shallow nut gets.
How much are they?
They're like 38 euros, so it's like 45 bucks.
That's the same
US, I
price.
think.
I might order some just to have them. You know.
Yeah, I got a brand new FU tone with titanium saddle screws. If anybody needs one, I'm not going to use it.
FU
I'll
tone
deeply
saddle
discount it.
screws.
So it's got the titanium saddle.
Oh yeah, okay.
Saddle screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else is. Yeah, the string locks are not titanium. The blocks are not titanium, but the adjusters on the saddles for the intonation, those are titanium. And I think it's got it's a 42 millimeter FU tone brass block on it. It's brand new. It's never been installed. If anybody has a use for that, I don't have anything that I think it's a Ping. It's got that bigger footprint, so it doesn't really fit in any of my recessed guitars.
Yeah, they don't fit in recess like Charvel's. I've figured that out.
Yeah.
I think Ping does make those all right, Jimmy. I think Jimmy told me that. Did you tell me that?
I don't think so, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they.
I thought Godo was making it, but somebody corrected me and said they're Ping.
No, it's not. It's not Godo. It's Ping.
It's Ping. I'm like 99% sure it's Ping.
Yeah, if you look closely, they are just a little bit different than the Godo in a couple of places. Just enough to not
so
get sued,
they're-
probably.
They're like just shy. The bridge plate across this way is just shy of 1/8 of an inch longer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they won't fit into it, so they obviously won't fit into the Floyd.
Yeah.
The Godo is just a little bit shorter, so if you have like an LTD or any guitar that's been like routed for like the perfect Floyd Rose pattern, is a Godo is not going to fit into it because it's just, I mean, it's like 3/32 bigger across the plate width, which, I mean, if that bridge is down into that recess, I'm not afraid to, take that thing apart and, set it up on my little belt sander and sand the edges of the bridge off.
Yeah.
And then file everything and then smooth it back out and then recoat the areas that I've removed finish off of. I've done that all kinds of times because I would rather modify the bridge plate than the guitar because I can't put the guitar back to the way it was.
Yeah.
But I could care less about the bridge.
There you go, Scott. Scott called it. It's about a 1.3 millimeter difference. That sounds
Yep.
right.
Well, gentlemen, it's 11 o'clock for me, and I do have to work tomorrow.
Idios muchachos.
Appreciate
See ya.
appreciate you, Brad and Mike, for jumping on here tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna see if you were gonna do a show, and then I said, "Well, I'll just watch." So I went out there, and then I was like, "Well, shoot, I'll get on." I haven't turned any of this on in a while, so I've had audio problems like I always do. So, thanks for having me. Appreciate it,
Yeah,
Brad.
man.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet you, man.
likewise.
That was a great hand.
Likewise. Nice meeting you, Mike.
Great discussion.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks for letting everybody in on the Schaller secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, don't
I'm
buy
gonna
them
go
all
buy him
up,
out
man.
right now.
I know Mike probably will, man. He's going to be laying in bed going, man, that's such a good deal. I got
Maybe I should get one.
Yeah, he's gonna wake up at 2. Shit.
If I buy anything, I'm gonna buy nuts.
I wonder what shipping is on if you wanted to just buy a nut. I wonder if it's really worth it.
It was like $10, I think.
Huh.
I'm gonna go buy some.
That's
I'll buy some nuts.
I mean, transcontinental shipping for. I mean, I wouldn't complain about that price.
Like I said, for a
Hold on,
full,
I'll tell you, it was $18 once the conversion.
Well, then
euro
just
to-
buy
euro to
just buy
dollar.
like 4 nuts then and make it worth it.
Right.
yeah,
You know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if
it
they're
was
only
50
like $40, 40-ish.
it was $31.97 for the full bridge with nut and the full get up was $31.97, and that was, I wrote on my ticket it was DHL Express. I don't know, man, but it was at my door in 3 days is what I do now.
Yeah.
31
That's
bucks.
good.
I mean, yeah,
I think I went with FedEx on one for mine earlier because it was cheaper than DHL by like $8. But it still says 2 to 5 days. So
I'd be all right with that too.
we'll see.
Well, that's better than USPS losing
Oh.
your shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time for me, dude, delayed or sent somewhere else or
My favorite is when, you know, I get the notification, oh, your so-and-so has been delivered. So I go to the mailbox, nothing in the mailbox.
yeah. That's the worst.
Then I have
What
to wait.
mailbox?
Then 2 or 3 days later, is it shows up, or the neighbor comes over because, you know,
Yep.
apparently the whoever they're contracting out to deliver mail now, since they can't keep their own employees, don't have anything beyond a 3rd grade education, or just plain don't give a fuck.
They I would think it's the latter.
Right.
It's government.
So,
can get away with it.
So luckily, you know, my neighborhood is, and everybody seems to be, you know, on the up and up, because we're always having to go to each other's houses. Hey, mail call. Apparently
Right?
they can't, you know, discern the difference between a 6 and a 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't fix stupid, man.
Nope.
Can't fix stupid.
So, or my other favorite is, well, you know, oh, well, it's been delivered to your doorstep. Go out there, nothing's there. Go down to the post office. Well, our GPS says that it was delivered to your doorstep. It's like, your GPS could be off by at least 200 feet.
Correct.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
dudes. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for having me,
Right on.
Randy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Brad, Mike, thanks for hanging.
Yeah, no problem.
sure.
Awesome.
See you guys
See you
later.
guys, I enjoyed it.
See ya.
Take care.
Later, everybody.
Bye.